and welcome to an innovation hour again. Laura, welcome.
Yes, fabulous to be here again, Paul.
And Laura, we have a very special guest with us today. Do you want to do the introductions?
Sure. So we have Dustin with us here from Sureify, and he's going to be talking about modernizing the life and annuity business.
Dustin, hey, welcome. Look, it's great to have you here. Although Brian, I don't know. We'll take you. We'll take you here. Um, and the Listen, question of the day. First of all, it's great to actually see you almost in person.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
great to be here.
I kind of go through my list of startups and say, well, if anybody were built for a crisis, refresh.
Been uh, quite consistent. I guess we've been, we did 3x last year, but also the amount of like logos or clients that have been coming onto our platform and digitally enabling has been actually pretty consistent, about uh, three a year. Actually, by mid-year, we years of exposing the digital liabilities or exposures that insurers have. Like, it's kind of like you don't know what you don't have until those paths are clearly blocked, right? You go to do something and you only have one way to do it, which is digital or whatnot. And or people can't go into the office, right? Or whatever it is, and you realize where your digital exposures is. And we have seen um, that our inbound and people needing to make these changes faster has dramatically increased in the last several months. So completely unexpected. We expected to have our biggest year ever this year in 20. Did not expect COVID. Very scary, and feels very, you feel insecure about what the world's going to do. But with insurance, it made the need for change that much higher, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, interesting. So, I mean, conversation. If you were talking to me in January versus April, um, is it client experience getting modern now? We're talking about it's a need. Is that fair to say in terms of the discussion you have?
100%. I mean, there are many companies that were stopped, the paramedics being stopped and not able to go out, et cetera. I mean, there were companies that just had an endless amount of parties in the underwriting queue that could not be. The life and annuity environment is that there's a lot of different, there isn't like one backwards flow. I'll call it a backwards path, right? Where we talk about all the things restricting us at an insurer is usually, legacy or on site, because everyone knows in every other area of our life we're functioning, we can see those things being very easy to adopt, but it's legacy that's really holding us back. As an example, I had a captive insurer the other day say, well, so what you find in that case, right, is what everyone's doing is saying, can our business function with the procedures and technology we have in place today? I mean, it's the most basic of questions, but you start working it from that customer, i.e., I want to be able to drive new premium and new business, and you start moving backwards. Something like you can't even sign the doc. I'll call it the we can't heard directly from the carriers, that things like that became really hot moment. So we need
Weeks here, it had been
back in the business units don't even like, so it makes their life easier or seems to be the well. And secondly, I think the hardest part and aware and every day. So you don't have ability because other sides with it not because that's as I'll call it, like, who can do.
What do they say it takes?
If I worked, I thought the progressive nature of most of these big insurers, like, they will have got quite progressive. And the second you learn how to work, like at Sureify, we do product days 2 days a week of setting up digital capabilities. It's really a time.
Well, I would say, and I'll speak. What's your perspective?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, being able to jump on calls and to be able to see people's body language of work done at home per every one day that I would have been in the office, just because.
I always fear, and I don't know how everybody else feels, and I've never worked at an insurer myself, so I don't know exactly what those offices people, and like, it's very hands on, and it's whiteboards, and it's ideation, and it's working late, and it's all these things. I do fear at times, and maybe starting a company, for example, you can totally do it remote, but it's nice to have in-person time where we think
we're rapidly reworking our entire plans for the year to assume that we'll be doing this. I mean, what if you think through your 10 carriers? How many physical meetings do you think you honestly needed to create that personal connection? And this follow up would be
and vendors, right? Because I can't replace the 3.5 in New York, and we've done a
Hartford,
lot of different
right.
things that were just relational conferences, this, that. So I can't speak to how it's going to affect everybody else there. And enough time doing what we're doing right now, as an example. Well, we're humans. We, as Laura commented earlier, if we're watching body language, sometimes people aren't treating the relationship side of it. When they go digital, they start to like fast play that. I think that's a mistake. Like, I don't know if anyone's done a virtual be done. I do it all the time digitally. The question is, have we solely built a digital relationship with, almost, several hundred insurers, more rapidly? I would say, like, we're starting very digital relationships, entering the market. You've never engaged. You guys have never go through. Can you replace that? I don't know. Possible digitally. You cannot skip the steps. For example, make the excuse everything needs to transfer digitally. We need to have 2-3 hour meetings to get things done on massive projects. We need to work in real time on all these digital tools, like digital writing tools, can be skipped over in a design and creative process. It just needs to be done.
To digital within 6 weeks. How do they do it? What does it look like? And then how do we evolve from there? I've seen some interest window that's actually, next to you. And it's like you're working with somebody in full scale, real time. It's like, could that happen? Sure, it could happen. Would it be creepy?
I remember them telling me, like, in 2008 that Cisco had like what's it called, hologram tech and stuff. I mean, but that's like that. If I was sitting here right now and you were like hologram, we're sitting in my chair, like, to me, honestly, that doesn't bother me. Just so we're clear, like, more power to us. If it connects us more, we can see more body language. We connect on a deeper level creatively, etc. But on the flip side, I think people, like, I'll speak for my team. People are so used to, like, oh, well, I work better with a whiteboard and someone sitting across from me. Great. That's not in the cards today. You got to change,
Right.
Meaning like by the way, I built, when I was starting with Sureify, going back years, I started sure things you can, and I used created, this is causing people, force us to fix it.
Yeah. Listen, I think this is great. Look, Dustin, thanks for your time. Where
At Sureify and our us, and I'm a big LinkedIn guy, like Paul and Laura here with
send it off to people is great.
Okay, 4 days or some 30,000 people that I engage with, or followers and different things. So I'm a LinkedIn guy. Connect with me if you're in the life insurance space. I'm focused there. So.
All right. Listen. Hey, thanks so much, and can't wait